Allergan and Pfizer weren't the only companies hitting the tape with big merger announcements this morning. We also got news that Diebold, DBD, the largest manufacturer and servicer of ATMs in the U.S. and many other countries, with a substantial physical security business to boot, is buying Wincor Nixdorf. That's a German company that's another leading provider of hardware, software, and services to banks and retailers, including ATMs. It's a $1.8 billion cash and stock deal. Now, Diebold has been undergoing a massive multi-year turnaround effort, and this acquisition is the latest step. Tremendous cross-selling opportunities, $160 million in cost synergies expected by the end of the third year after the deal. Plus, the geographies, they're very complementary, as Diebold is a major player in the Americas, while Wincor is big in Europe. I think this could have the potential to be transformative. But Diebold got slammed today, down $2.51. It was in part because there's issuance of so much new stock, but also because they announced a dividend cut. So is this a buying opportunity, or should we be wary? Let's take a closer look with Andy Mattis. He's the president and CEO of Diebold. Hear more about his deal and his company's prospects. Mr. Mattis, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Good seeing you again, Tim.
Okay. Now, Andy, last time you were on, you were saying, listen, here's where we are in our turn. We're crawling. What are you doing now?
We're walking, Jim.
All right, so what's changed?
The biggest thing about walk is that we're shifting our revenue mix from hardware to software and services. And the second thing is that we're doubling down on our portfolio and making sure we're getting the right elements into our portfolio that will have higher margin business opportunities going forward.
Now, with this acquisition, I noticed that the company you're buying, Wincor Nixdorf, dominant company for banks in Europe, but dominant for retail. What are they doing for retail? You've got a couple of retailers, too. I mean, you got Cracker Barrel, Cinemax, but the Cinemark chain. But what are they doing in retail that you can do here in retail?
They've got point-of-sale solutions in retail, but most important, they have back-end cash automation in retail. Because once you get the money out of the cash register, back into the back office, there's a lot of manual work that's still being done today. Wincor got a great automated solution. They are selling to the premier retailers in Europe. One of their marquee logos, for instance, is IKEA, the Swedish furniture store. And we can offer right off the bat great service capabilities to all of the Wincor Nixdorf retail customers around the globe. Plus, we can combine some of their offerings with some of the retail opportunities that we have, like the Walmart deal that we announced earlier this year.
So the cross-sell looks pretty terrific from your point of view.
Cross-sell is terrific on the retail side, but even more important, cross-sell is terrific on the services side. If you take a look at the so-called service attach rate, the number of times that people buy a service contract with your machines, Diebold has a much higher service attach rate than Wincor. If we can do nothing but raise the Wincor service attach rate to the Diebold attach rate, we will create incredible service revenue opportunities.
All right, now you're faster growing with this, but I know that a lot of people did love your higher dividend. Worth it to this point just because of the cash flow and what you don't want to, you got to pay down some debt, so it's just the prudent thing to do right now?
That's exactly what it is. Once we consume the deal, we'll have a 4 times debt to EBITDA ratio. We've made a very clear commitment on our earnings call today that we will get to sustainably 3 times debt to EBITDA within the first 3 years of this transaction, and reducing the dividend for that period of time is just the prudent thing to do.
Okay, now how about, you talked to us last time, biometrics, millennials. You even have a slide in one of your presentations about millennial-inspired ATM concepts. Where are we those?
We just announced a few weeks ago at Money 2020 the next step, where we introduced the first ATM into the market that has iris recognition together with City Labs, and was a huge success because it increases the safety and the security while increasing the convenience for the customer. And in addition to the biometrics, you can actually also combine the ATM with your mobile phone and have a secure way to interact your transaction between your cell phone and your ATM.
Now, who wouldn't want that? Although, in one of your things you said there's pushback. Not everybody likes that, but to me, having been hacked so many times, it sounds like a really good idea.
It's like a no-brainer. We just got to get over it. And if you take a look at many of the mobile apps today, many of the financial apps, you can actually sign in with your thumbprint.
Yes.
I think user acceptance in this country is rapidly increasing. It's a level of security that we would be amiss if we didn't take advantage of.
And that plays right into what Diebold's strategy is.
Diebold is a market leader in the biometric space in the Western world. It plays right into our strategy. And combining the physical world of cash with the digital worlds of cash tomorrow, that's where we see the services that we can deliver to the market, and that's where we're unique in the industry.
One last point, because I've been remiss, and I know a lot of my viewers on Twitter are angry that I never focus on it, but you mentioned Bitcoin as something that you guys will be involved with. Where is Bitcoin in your eyes? Because, I mean, if you think it's legitimate, it's legitimate.
Well, there's two things. The one thing is Bitcoin as a currency, and that's a longer debate.
Yes.
But there is a technology behind Bitcoin. It's called blockchain.
Yes.
And that technology is absolutely fascinating because it's unhacked, it gives you a real-time journal, and it's an absolute secure way to transfer just about anything from one person to another in a virtual world. That can be money, it can be theater tickets, it can be anything else. And the blockchain technology will be something that will be very transformative to our industry, and we're spending a lot of time and energy in it.
All right, we're going to follow up on that next time when you're running, because I want to hear more about Bitcoin, because I do find it very fascinating. Okay, that's Andy Madison, the president and CEO of Diebold. Big acquisition today, transformative, and I think it's going to work. Mad Money's back in the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.